Canterbury High Street, CEX guys. Gonna go and check it out, see what we can find in there. Because hey, always good looking for games when you're out with a missus in particular. Wish me luck guys.
We're kicking off in the CEX here at Canterbury, but do stay tuned because after this I do go to an independent retro video game store that is very good indeed. Yes, Level Up Games, and at the very end, as always, I'll show you my pickups, of which there are a good few. I was very pleased with my pickups on this little game hunt. Well anyway guys, this caught my eye. Wario Land, the Shake Dimension. Now I've always believed these are sort of like party games and the rest of it, but sort of looking at the back of this one, it looked like a bit of a platformer. I have never played it, I didn't pick it up, but I just thought it might interest some of you guys. Now have you played this before? If so, drop me in the comments. Have I missed a trick here? Is this a really good game? £12, I don't think it's over expensive, and I always enjoy looking at the Wii titles because you get some truly unique games on the Wii, you really do. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one, people. So an interesting looking game, that one. Anyway, carrying on, we come to the GameCube. Great little system, wasn't it, the GameCube? I've still got mine, mine's the purple one. Come in several different colours, but this caught my eye here. I'm going to show you guys a closer look at this. Freeloader. I'm assuming it's one of them sort of discs that allow you to play import games on your GameCube. I didn't know CEX took things like that in on trade, to be fair, so that's a new one on me. If you know, you know. Drop in the comments, let me know. Do they take things like that? Obviously, because they're selling it on the shelf. But I've never come across one of them before, have you? Let me find out in your comments, guys. As always, onto the Nintendo Wii. Now, I always look at the Nintendo Wii because there's some great little games on this system. There truly are, and they're truly unique games as well. You just don't see on other systems, and some real sort of oddities as well, you know. And they're never that badly priced either. And the good thing is, you can play them on your Wii U because Wii U is backward compatible to the Wii. Oh yes it is, but these caught my eyes here. Look, the Mario Party, that's 8 and 9 there. We're going to look at number 9. Now, I have never played a Mario Party game before. I know they're really popular, and I know they seem to really hold their values, but it strikes me as one of them games. I don't think it's sold absolute bucket loads, but it's popular because of the price in there. As you can see, 28 quid. Have you ever played these? What do you think of them? Are they any good? Am I missing an absolute trick here or not? Anyway, as I say, I've never played one. Let me know if they're any good. Comment, as always. Lego Batman, Lego Caribbean and Harry Potter. I've got loads of Lego games across various systems. And I've only ever played, I think, The Hobbit and another couple really, so I really am out of touch with the Lego games. I really need to give them a play because they're very good fun. Pokemon Battle Revolution there, £18. I still don't think that's a badly priced game for a Pokemon title. But this, right, coming up here, this, I need your help on this guys. PC games, right? I never ever look at the PC games because I think they're worth pence. But I looked, and this, look, Battle for Middle-earth 2, £20. I've got this at home in a cupboard. What trick am I missing on the PC-ROM games there? Now to the humble classic PS3. I do love me PS3 guys, but you know that. Stop to take a look at this one guys, because I know loads of you love Silent Hill and Resident Evil games. Now obviously Resident Evil is Capcom. This was £18. As you can see there, it's Resident Evil Revelations 2 box set. Now obviously it's not a box set, it's just on the shelf as a disc only game, obviously in its normal case. So what was the box set this come in please? Did it have postcards, was it a booklet, poster, all that sort of stuff? And the Revelations games, I've never played either of the Revelation games on Resident Evil. Are they any good? Am I missing another trick with these ones? Because again, your suggestions are very worthy throughout all of this. And as always, as I'm scanning the shelves, if there's any particular titles you spot that you think, oh gee, you need to jump on board with that one, it's going to be very collectible, or it's just a great game in general, please do drop in the comments guys. Carrying on with the PS3 shelves, and Honestly, the PS3 is still such an amazing system. So many great games. Saw there. I actually own that. I've never played it though. Maybe I need to do a gaming session, a video where I'll just play maybe horror games or on a particular theme. The Resistant games as well. They are amazing value for the games that they are. So very well informed. Now look at that. Mortal Kombat. Right, tell you what, lovely bright cover that was. And I'm more a Street Fighter 2 man though myself, in particular. God of War, Spider-Man there, and another heavy hitter down there. Yeah, that company, they produce all sort of Japanese titles, don't they, over on the PS3. Some nice Dreamcast titles and PS1 here. Plenty of PS1, including the Metal Gear series there. And this caught my eyes though, guys. Look at this. Evil Dead Regeneration. Ash Evil Dead series. I mean, they're just great, aren't they? I have some other Evil Dead games, but I do not have this one. But this cover just caught my eye. Look how vibrant that is, look. And the Regeneration, is that like a little Ash in a vest, mate? I'll tell you, it just looks so great. I love these films, though. But my favourite of the three is the third one. It's like the all the armies of the skeletons and all that. And Ash is sort of a bit of a semi-god or whatever with his boomstick. Oh, yes, great films. And do the games live up to the film franchise? Comment as always, guys. 35 notes, that one, if you're interested. And looking at the back cover again, it's so bright and vibrant. This is just such a lovely copy of the game. Back to the cabinets now. Looking at the Mega Drives there. Quite a few Mega Drive cartridges in here. Master System, only the 3 games. I've noticed I'm seeing less Master System games these days down my neck of the woods. Anyway, there was Mercs there. £12 they wanted for Mercs. Now, if that had the manual, I'd have had that, but it was without manual. It's quite good now they're doing the manual with and without in the windows, because you can see before having to ask. So next up we have Level Up games, but you know what we've got to do first, guys, don't you? Oh yes, we got to go for a pint, because it's beer o'clock. Nice Switch example there too, 200 notes, lovely print though. Finished in CEX there, people. Got to be time for a pint, innit, I reckon. Looking down there, nice couple of pubs, so let's go into them, let's see what beers we can get. 2 pubs down here next to each other, City Arms and the Shakespeare. But today I chose the Shakespeare, it won through, and it was a very nice pint of Singer Lager. Happy days. So guys, that was it, that was CEX. Weren't too bad, got a nice couple of PS3 games in there. We're going to head to Level Up Games now, see if we can find anything in there. So, a beer en route, not a bad thing. One phrase best sums up Level Up Games to me, and it is this: quality over quantity. Now, this is not the biggest retro game shop on the planet, far from it, guys, and the Pokemon here is very popular indeed, but he has some absolutely cracking titles in the small space that he has, so really do come and check it out. There's some great bits here. Taking a closer look in this cabinet, for example, these 3 Nintendo 3DS games here. Atlas, I believe, looking at the logo, yeah, Atlas. Now, this is by Shin Megami Tensei 4. Look, excuse my pronunciation. Now, these are a trilogy of games. I've never heard of these before, but to be fair, and in my defence, I don't really collect for Nintendo 3DS. I don't really go in for much handheld collecting at all, really. But anyway, looked interesting. Like I say, all a pretty heavy price, so all heavy hitting titles, so obviously quite rare games that you don't see every day. This particular one here, Devil Survivor Overclocked, is 150 quid, that one. So yeah, do you know anything about these? As always, drop in the comments. Is this your cup of tea? Personally, doesn't do it for me, but that said, I say it doesn't do it for me. I've never played them, guys. Carrying on in this cabinet now, some really nice examples of Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, etc., and plenty of Pokemon games, as you could see back there. This is really popular, as I said very early on, with the Pokemon collectors. The cards here are a massive thing. I personally don't go in for it. Little OG used to. Don't know if he still, well, it does, it picks up the odd pack, but do you know what, if Pokemon's your thing, then do pop in. Now, this caught my eye here, right, okay. Ultima Runes of Virtue. £140 that on the Game Boy. Now, the reason I stopped on this, I got a little bit of an addiction to Ultima Online. I know it's not that same game that we're looking at now, but it just took me right back. It was an online role-playing game, and you entered the world. It was all sort of, it was just brilliant. It takes me right back. You could buy properties, you could trade, you could do all sorts. It was a very open world game online, and obviously all the other characters you encountered were all online as well. So it was, yeah, it just took you right back. Now, any of you guys remember Ultima Online? It was a very sort of early online role-playing game, one of the earlier ones. Do you remember it? Did you play it? I have fond memories of hanging around the bank in Britannia. Oh yes. Carrying on in this cabinet in particular, the next level up here, look at these. These are all the original Atari VCS bits in here. Loads of loose carts in here. This system for me holds an awful lot of memories. It was just great back in the day, you know. I mean, all them great games, you could swap them out with your carts and all that. And for me, Atari does hold an awful lot of great memories. Combat in particular being a classic, if I recall correctly. Not played it in years though. Has it held up? That's the question. And moving into the next cabinet next door here. Now, closer look, we can see there's loads of NES carts in here. Great selection, nice to see as well. And I've often said this, but I'll say it again, because I can. This is probably the only cartridge system that I think looks great to collect for as loose carts. Doesn't have to be boxed. I don't say that about many systems, but I do about the NES. Good few loose SNES carts here as well. And N64, of course, GoldenEye there. I'm sure that takes many of you right back. Such a popular game in the time, wasn't it? It was probably one of the most popular titles on the N64 for its time as well. And at the very top here, some nice boxed SNES games. Now, this caught my eye, right? It's Return of the Jedi on the SNES. I already own it. But for a boxed copy, 50 quid. I personally don't think that was too badly priced. I mean, you might agree with me, you might disagree. As always, drop in the comments as you do, if you do, you know. But it's such a great game. Hard as nails though. All three of that trilogy are just so difficult. But something about them, they just do it for me. I've got to go back to them every time. Don't know whether that edition there has the poster in it. If it did, I should have picked it up. But I doubt it, not for 50 quid. But hey, who knows? Plenty of PS1 games in here, so making my way along the shelf there now. Nice alphabetical order, which is always useful when you're looking for a particular title. There was nothing I was particularly looking for, but this caught my eye. Look, he's great, isn't he? Now, me and Mrs. OG, we loved Lennox back in the day. And for me, he was the last great heavyweight we've had. I mean, we've had Fury and AJ and all that, but for me, Lennox Lewis was the last decent heavyweight that sort of held the titles, fought everybody, and beat them all, you know, everyone put in front of him. So anyway, you agree with me? You disagree? Drop me in the comments as always, guys. But yeah, massive Lennox fans, and we were lucky enough to go and see him against France Bofa in London. Oh, what a night that was. And talking of Lennox Lewis, he pops up again, bless him. Knockout Kings 2001 there, 5 of that one. So plenty of games in here, guys. As I say, it's only a small shop, but he does cram a lot in, so it's definitely worth a look indeed. PS3, they had Wii, they've got a bit of everything, guys, and even right back to your sort of 8-bit computer systems. Now this cabinet was great. I mean, look at this game here, right, on the PS1. Contra. Now we all know Contra, don't we? What a great shoot 'em up on the arcade that was, and it's so iconic. It's still got a very massive following today, and it's a Konami classic. It really is. But I wasn't aware there was a PS1 release of this, so obviously it's very different. A nice different spin on it, a bit 3D-ish, using the obviously the capabilities of the PS1 for the time instead of that sort of 2D flat sort of side scroller that we're used to. But yeah, some great games. So if you do ever find yourself in Canterbury, Kent, do pop along to Level Up Games. It may be small, but trust me, there is something in here for everyone. So head on down, check out his socials. I know he's on Facebook and stuff. Happy days.
So CEX done, then a pint. Then I just popped into Level Up Games, and Alex in there was very generous as always. Filmed the shelves, of course, as you just saw. And yeah, got some collections in there, a few bits picked up. So happy days, guys. Now, there's only one way to end the game hunt, isn't there? I've already had a prelude on the game hunt. But Nick, what time is it, love? Beer o'clock, she says. Oh yes, I'm having some of that. So get to the pub, get a pint, and then I'll tell you what, let's get back to OGDuffy Towers and I'll show you exactly what I found, guys. Happy days. Back from Canterbury there, and as you can see, I love Canterbury. It's not the first time I've been there game hunting. It won't be the last, because there's just something about it. It's a great city, but where I say city, it's not expansive. It's really compact. It's nice. It's good. There's loads of decent eateries. There's loads of decent pubs. Happy days, and of course, Level Up Games and CEX within what, I don't know, 5-minute walk of each other. So that equals happy days. Of course it does. But first, my CEX pickups. I only got 2 games in there, and the 2 games I got are for the PS3, okay? Now, as you know, I'm massively collecting for the PS3 at the moment. I think it's a great system. I think the games are dirt cheap at the moment, and I think you can get some real classic games. And the system still plays and looks amazing, in my opinion, anyway. But anyway, 2 then pickups. The first one was this, right? Now this, I was intrigued at. I've never heard of this, but I know on the Discord that I run, and if you're interested in joining it, it's in the description. Don't cost you anything. It's just a great little chat place. I picked this up, Eat Lead, and on the Discord, someone mentioned it just recently, and I've just bought it. So I was like, oh, okay. I've never heard of this. It's Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard. Okay, it was £6, as you can see. It's complete, of course it is. I'm not going to show you the manuals and all of them, because as you know, I only buy games if they've got the manual, unless it's a specific title that I'm well impressed with that I need, then I don't. But apart from that, they've all got manuals, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But anyway, what intrigued me about this one? Now, it says here, get ready for the return of the most popular video game hero, blah, blah, blah. But it was this on the back. It seems to go from 8-bit right through to sort of, well, I'm about to say modern gaming, but of course up to PS3 standard gaming. So it's like you're playing like history of video games using this. So yeah, it's interesting. Eat Lead, do you know anything about that one? Drop in the comments if you do. Now, as I'm showing you all these games that I've picked up, do drop in the comments which one your favourite is and which one you would have picked up, which one maybe you wouldn't have picked up. But yeah, anyway, Eat Lead. I'm looking forward to playing this one. I will definitely give this a play on that next sort of gaming vlog that I do. And the next one again is a PS3 title. As you can see here, I'm loving collecting for the PS3 at the moment. It's such a great system. I keep banging on. But anyway, to the game. A whole £10 this one. Arcania, The Complete Tale. Okay? I know nothing about this. I'm assuming by the description and stuff, it's an RPG, obviously lovely condition manual and stuff. Right, okay. Decide to battle of the future of Argon. Says there's a unique action system, combat system, continuous action. But it was this here. Let's just move a bit of the sticker. I know this really winds you guys up, doesn't it? Because I quite often I don't remove the stickers. I tell you, I've got a long weekend coming up, so I might be able to get out here and do some of them. Anyway, so it comes with these 2 expansions as part of it, okay? But again, I know absolutely nothing about that, but looking at it, I'm guessing, rightly or wrongly, it's going to be one of those games you've got to invest a lot of hours into. If you know anything about that, as always, drop in the comments. But now, there were only 2 games I got from CEX, but Level Up Games. Let's go to my Level Up Games pickups next. Oh yes. Level Up Games, I got 4 titles. And as you can see, there's that blue spine there, which means one thing. Oh yes, we will be adding a game to the Wii U PAL set. Another one off that full set, guys. We are getting there, But anyway, Level Up Games, what can I say about it? I think the words I used in the video describe it perfectly. You know, quality, not quantity. As you can see there, it's a very small store. But honestly, don't judge it by that.
the content he has in there is very, very good indeed. He has some great, amazing titles. So all in all, happy days with that one. The guy who runs it, Alex, he's very knowledgeable, knows his video games very well. Every time I buy something in there, he always makes a comment about one of the games in particular, and he always says, "Oh yeah, that was good," or whatever. You know what I mean? So anyway, we digress. What games did we get? Now, as you could see there from that little show I showed you just there are some PS1 titles, oh yes, and there is a Wii U title, of course. Anyway, let's pop them to one side, pop them over there, so they're just out of vision from you. So the first one I got was this. It's a PS1 title, and it is Anna Kournikova's Tennis. Confession time. Anna Kournikova, what a great tennis star she was. What a looker, I mean, she was stunner, wasn't she? But when I picked this up, Alex said to me, he said, that is a really good tennis game. Now, I've got a thing about tennis games. I do enjoy them, all right? I mean, I think some of my favourites probably are obviously virtual tennis. I really enjoy that. But I think Super Tennis on the SNES was a game that I really thoroughly enjoyed. It was great. And this, looking at this graphically, it looks a bit not dissimilar, but obviously a lot better graphics because, of course, the technology's moved on. So I'm hoping for a similar game experience to what I would have got with, with Super Tennis. It looks good. It sounds arcadey. It's done by Namco. So what's not to love with that one? A bit of Anna Kournikova in our lives, guys. All complete. I paid £6 for that one. And yep, there's an instruction book in there, and it's advertising the multi-tap, because I think this was, you could have up to 4 players on that one, so I'm assuming you'd be playing doubles. So another PS1 game. So let's get to the PS1 shelf and add these. As you can see on the shelf behind me, guys, these are my PS1 games just here, and I've got a few up there as well. It's a long weekend, so I should really get out here for a good sort out, because I've got quite a few doubles now, and I've got to sort of, not narrow the collection down, but get rid of the stuff that doesn't really interest me. Start selling it up, maybe. I don't know. Too many games, not enough time. I keep saying that. Anyway, next one. This, you will all know. If you had a PS1 back in the day, you will know this game for sure. And it is the DISORD trilogy. Mate, this is the silver label one, which was the platinum, you know, where they brought out that range of really popular games on sort of a cheaper budget after its sort of initial release. But what I remember this, I had this on my original PlayStation. Unfortunately, like many of us, I sold my PlayStation along with all its wares back in the day. But hey, I'm getting the games again now, and hey, I'm getting them a lot cheaper than what I paid for them back then. I mean, that's £8, right? This DISORD trilogy, it's literally 3 games in one, as I recall. You've got like a 3D shoot 'em up level where it's sort of very similar to sort of virtual cop style. There was one where you're running around the building, and what was the third? Do you know what? I can't remember. I can't remember what the third style of game was. But anyway, I'm sure one of you guys will. So I'm going to look forward to revisiting that. A bit of Bruce Willis in my life. And we've got one other PS1 game that we got from Level Up Games, and this one I'm particularly happy with. So the third PS1 game I got was this, and I think this is probably the best of the bunch. Now, as I was about to pay for the games I'd picked up, I saw this right at the end in a cabinet that I'd pretty much missed because it was so busy in there. Because if you're into Pokemon, get down there, it was full of people that are massively into their Pokemon, all going through decks and buying this, buying that, and working out which minefield to go down next. One guy said, "Oh, I'm not starting to collect them Japanese cards. I can't be doing with that, you know, specialist or whatever." I'm not big into Pokemon, so I don't really get it. But hey, it's popular for it, and he obviously knows his stuff, and he must have some decent cards in there because, hey, people are flocking there. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, the third PS1 game is this, Final Fantasy. Learn from history, guys. Now, this is the anthology, and as you can see on there, that's got Final Fantasy, what is that? That is 4 and 5? No, sorry, I died. Yeah, 4 and 5. Final Fantasy 4 and 5. I've already got Final Fantasy 5 on the Famicom. But obviously my Japanese is not that great. But then that said, the retro console I have, you can download language packs and use them for them sort of games. So that's happy days there. Let's just get that back on the shelf because, hey, we don't want to do unorganised here, do we? But anyway, I'm really pleased with this. I can't remember what I paid. It might have been about 30 odd quid, I think. Rings a bell. Anyway, got the manual there, obviously, and there's 2 discs in that one for each of the games. It's Squaresoft. I mean, if you know Final Fantasy, you know Final Fantasy, don't you? I think the one Final Fantasy game we all remember, especially if you're a PS1 fan, would have been 7, wouldn't it? You know, because 7 was the one that sort of, I remember getting 7 and I was blown away because the reviews from it and everything else were like, oh wow, what a game. And I remember getting it and it was very, very impressive indeed. So I saw that and I thought, what's not to love? It's them sort of 2D graphics that I love from that era, mainly sort of SNES and your Mega Drive. The RPGs at the time on them systems were amazing and I really enjoyed them. I mean, Legend of Zelda, which one was it? It's on my shelf over there somewhere. Anyway, yeah, but I put hours and hours and hours into that on the SNES. So absolutely amazing sort of graphics. I love them sort of 2D, old school, 16-bit graphics. So that one will definitely be getting a run out, guys. And finally, we come to this here. Oh yes, my lovely Wii U collection. Those that follow the channel know I'm going for the full set. And they keep saying to me, actually, in the comments, they say, Duffy, you've really got to put what games you need to get, you know, which ones you're missing, and people out there might be able to help me. Well, I'll tell you what, if you've got a Wii U Zumba, please do give me a shout, but only if it's a cheapo, mate. It's a heavy hitter, isn't it? And it's gonna be, today I've got to pay silly money for a Zumba game. It's the day that, I don't know. Anyway, I'm holding out on that one. I keep holding out, but I will have to bite the bullet at some point. Oh, unless someone can find a cheapo, but I doubt it very much. But anyway, we digress as always. So I'm adding another one on that list, and it is this Wii Sports Club. Now with this, I paid £30 for that one. It's got all the bumps in it, all your details. This system, where I'm going for the full set, I don't always get the full manuals on these, you know what I mean? I'm quite happy sometimes to not collect with the manuals on these because, hey, you know, I mean, it's a great system to collect for. As you can see there, I've got some of the heavy hitter titles are on display. Project Zero, Shmup, Finding Teddy 2, Tesla Grad. I mean, some of them games are going for silly money. But I notice at the moment, I think, especially in CEX pricing anyway, some of the sort of more common titles, your Super Marios and your, what one is it in particular, Donkey Kong, the prices on them are pretty much dropping off a little bit. I say dropping off £1, £2 here and there, but I do think they will come back up at some point because I think this is going to be a really collectible system. Anyway, this is the original sort of Wii Sports, obviously upgraded. It's the same sports that we had on the original Wii. I mean, the original Wii sold bucket loads, didn't it, based on the back of sports. That's when you used to buy a console and they'd give you a game free. Do you remember them days? Oh yes, happy days indeed, people. But anyway, let's get this added to the shelf. Tennis, bowling, boxing, golf and baseball. Happy days indeed. Anyway, let's come over to the shelf. He is going to live down here, in between, where are we? Wii Party U and Xenoblade Chronicles X. Yes, that is a CEX sticker that I have yet to remove. And in you go. Welcome to the collection. We are getting there with the full power set. Happy days. So there we have it. That concludes this game hunt. It was brilliant. I love going to Canterbury. Anyway, this beer, let's crack a beer for you guys because it'd be rude not to, but you already knew that. Oh yes, happy days. A nice psst on that one. This is Hawkston Lager. This is their session lager. Because it's Friday. It's mid-morning, nearly lunchtime. So, hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Anyway, guys, Level Up Games. I can't recommend it enough. He's great. He does some good stuff. And if you buy a few bits, he generally might knock something off for you. He might not. I don't know. I don't run his business. But anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Have a great week, whatever you're doing. I've been OGDuffy. If you don't already do so, subscribe. But most importantly of all, in the comments, which one of them pickups for you is the best? Which one appeals to you the most? Which ones of them have you played? Let me know in the comments. And most particularly, this one, I'm really looking forward to giving this a go. Well, I'm looking forward to giving most of them a play, actually. But that one there, Eat Lead. I'm intrigued how they're going to do sort of historically going through. It looks a bit Wolfensteinish on one sort of level there, so that's going to be quite an interesting one. Anyway, guys, I've been OGDuffy, like, share, and all that good stuff. This Hawkston Lager Session IPA, I think, is it a session, is for you as always. Stay safe, look after yourself, and I will see you all on the next one. Laters.